am standing outside of a tea shop. And I just love this tea shop because there are different sections of it where you can sit down depending on what you're doing there. There are all these little trinkets and teas that you can purchase, and they're just perfect for gifts. And they have such wonderful food and all these different teas depending on your mood. It's a nice, cool, maybe even cold day, and I have on a winter coat. And I know that this is just going to be such a good experience because it's going to be so warming inside. I grab onto this long golden handle, and the wooden door is heavy, and I love just pulling open this heavy door. Maybe because it's kind of effortless, I feel so strong. It's funny. In life, so many things could be positive. What do I love? I love opening heavy doors. I guess I could add that to the list. As I open it, I catch the bottom of it with my foot. I'm wearing boots, and I walk inside, and immediately I am just scanning the room. All the way to the right of me are these steps. They're wooden steps, and there's only about 4 of them. And they go up into this sectioned off section. And it has all of these big round tables with these beautifully decorated chairs and gorgeous tablecloths. The tablecloths are these light blue, maybe even mixed with cyan color. And it goes perfectly with all the pinks and light greens and everything around the shop. And this section is for people who want to come in and have a proper tea time with tea trays, maybe even a little party. It makes me smile looking over at these beautiful tables, and only one of them is full right now. These guests that are smiling and laughing, and they have 2 towering tea trays in the middle with all these goodies on them, all this wonderful food, sandwiches on the bottom, fruit, grapes, cheese, cucumber sandwiches in the middle. The top tier has desserts. From where I am, I can see these little cakes and muffins. It looks so yummy. I'm so happy for them that they're having such a good time. It's so nice and warm in here, so I take my coat off and I put it on the coat rack that's right next to the door. And I keep scanning the room as I feel how comfy it is in here. A little bit left of the formal tea room, or section as I would say. There is this beautiful wooden, it looks like an armoire, but without the doors on it. There's all these different shelves. And it's probably about 2 feet taller than I am. And on the shelves, there are these little trinkets, and they're made for having tea at home. Every little trinket has a red ribbon wrapped around it, so you can either buy them for yourselves, or they would make perfect gifts for somebody else who likes tea. There's diffusers and teacups with a diffuser on it, and even kettles. The kettles are standing above. I guess you could put a sterno or a candle under it and warm up your tea. Everything here is for loose leaf tea, But I'm sure you could also use, tea bags in them too. I scan the room and look a little bit to my left again. And right here is the counter. This long counter with a person who's working there standing behind it. And they're dressed up in this beautiful dress with an apron in the front of it. And they are smiling and looking around. They can see me looking over and they kind of do a little short wave. And I wave back, almost just putting our hands up in the air to acknowledge each other, which is nice. Our smiles kind of matching. Above this person, there are 3 big chalkboards, and the chalkboards are so clean. And the only thing on the chalkboards are the words that have the menu. And they're sectioned off by category. One of the chalkboards has light food, like salads and soups. And I know that you can get those as sides with a bigger meal as well. And the middle section has all of the lunch or maybe even dinner items. But it's light food. I would say it's more for lunch. Sandwiches and other items like, little wraps with vegetables and cheeses and all of the delicious food that you can get here as your main course. And then on the right, it is sectioned off. The top are these little petite desserts, cheesecakes, chocolate muffins, other yummy items. And of course, I'm going to pick one of everything. I'm going to get a meal that comes with a side, a soup, a main course, and a little dessert. And it's a tea shop, so I am definitely going to get a tea. The bottom section under the dessert lists the teas that are the specials of the day. And, it's cool and cold out, so they have all of the fall and winter teas listed. I wonder what I'm going to get. I could absolutely go for some warm tea right now. And it says, ask the staff for recommendations. And I know that the recommendations are going to be recommendations not only for the weather, but whatever would pair with the meal that you're getting. I'm having so much fun and there's so much joy already, and I haven't even ordered yet. I love this. I continue to scan the room. There's a little table right next to the counter. It's a round table, and on the table there are these little white plates, and on the white plates are scones. And I can see that there are blueberry scones and raspberry scones, and there's another scone that I can't identify, but it looks delicious. And there's 1 scone per plate, and next to the scones are little teeny tiny, I wouldn't say bowl, but containers. And the containers contain this lemon curd. It's this sweet lemon, soft curd that's almost like pudding that you dip your scones in. It's one of the most delicious things I have ever tasted, and it pairs perfectly with each scone because it's sweet, but it has that little bit of, tartness. of a lemon. And the scones themselves, they're a dessert, so they're also sweet but not overpowering. They're nice and buttery and delicious, and so when you dip the scone into this lemon curd, the blend of flavors just perfect together. So perfect. I feel so lucky to be here. As I scan the room more, I bring my eyes up in front of the counter and the little round table with the scones on it. And there's this big, long, rectangular table. And on this table, there are these stainless steel, cylindrical containers, and they're big. I would say if I was going to give somebody a hug, they're probably half of that size. And at the bottom of each one, there's a black tap. And the black tap is there so that you can pour out these infused olive oils and infused balsamic vinaigrettes. And each of these stainless steel containers with the taps has written on it what either the olive oil or the vinegar are infused with. And right in the middle of all of these containers are these fresh cut cubes of bread, just plain. It looks like a fluffy Italian bread. And then right next to that is some popcorn. It's plain popcorn because of course you're going to want to dip it in the oils. And I look around at the names of the oils and the balsamic vinegar, and they look so delicious. One of the olive oils is infused with orange, another with truffle, another with vanilla. Vanilla, that sounds so good. And then I look around at the vinegars, and one of them says it's infused with chocolate. And I think, oh my goodness, what if I combined the vanilla olive oil with the chocolate balsamic and dipped some of the fluffy, plain bread in it? I could just taste it. Oh, that would be so wonderful. And there are those little plastic cups, the containers that are kind of like the ones that you would get somewhere that you would pour ketchup or mustard into. And so I can't wait to go over there and try some. There's a lot of different delicious balsamic flavors too, and I want to try them all. That's what I'm here for. I scan the room one last time to the left, and I can't totally see because there's a little wall there and it goes around the corner, but I can see some more shelves. And on the shelves are these, they look like brown paper bags, and in the brown paper bags there are all of these loose leaf teas. And it just looks like there's 100 of them. How can you possibly choose? I think I'll go with the recommendation on the blackboard that says to ask a staff member for a recommendation. Maybe I can try a few teas while I'm here, a few hot teas, and maybe I'll just love them and buy some of the loose leaf tea. Or I can ask what another one is that's seasonal. Or I can look around and imagine what one of them would taste like, because there's these little tiny bowls in front of them that allow you to smell the tea. And so maybe I can buy some for a gift for somebody with the holidays coming up. Around the corner, I kind of peek and put my head up to the left, and I can see down there that there are all of these scented candles. It's like they thought of everything in this tea shop. I feel so happy. I feel so warm and so comfortable being here. And it feels so nice because I feel so welcome. And I feel lucky that I get to spend this time by myself. Spending time picking out a tea, getting a scone with the lemon curd, picking out my favorite lunch with the sides, the soup, salad, and dessert. I have the biggest smile on my face, and I take all of this in. The wonderful scents, the scent of the tea, and the infused olive oil and balsamic, and the scent of the candles, and all of the beautiful visuals, the light blue tablecloths, and the chalkboards with the white letters, everything decorated in pinks and greens, all of the colors of the teas. I take some deep breaths before I go up to order. And I sink all of this in with the deep breaths. And I step up. I look at the chalkboard with a big smile. And I know exactly what I'm going to order.